Oh.
Yeah, you're good. Two. David, your camera's a little crooked. One's on.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're here on the Varsity Media Network for a 4:30 start at H. Frank Carey High School. It's the Sewanhaka Ravens taking on the Seahawks, and you're watching it here on Varsity Media Network. I'm here with my partner, Carissa Kelman. And Carissa, what are we going to expect out of today's game?
Well, two very fast teams. It's an inter-district rivalry. They're both trying to get a nice win to end the season off. Sewanhaka, they're going to look to create fast breaks for their biggest player. They want speed to beat Carey's defense to through balls, definitely try and force bad angle shots. And then Carey's going to want to control the middle of the field, get some high-volume shooting in there, win those 50-50s, and dictate the pace of this game.
Yeah, a lot of quality players on both sides of the ball, and you were talking about number 12, the fast, speedy forward there, Jose Castillo for the Ravens, and he's already getting involved in some play down there. All-county player last year and probably going to be in that same spot. Josel's one of the players we're going to be looking for here for this Sewanhaka team. And the first free ball, it's going to be a corner kick for Sewanhaka, and they've so far managed to dictate play pretty well. Broken up out of the back by that Carey defense, and here comes the speed on the other side. It's Anthony Garmis, the senior, and one of the top goal scorers on this Carey team.
He actually played football until sophomore year, and he came back to soccer last year as a junior. And the coach says he's been a tremendous boost to the program. He had 5 goals and 1 assist last season.
And Anthony's a speedster up top. If they can get him some space, the Sewanhaka defense is going to have a tough time containing him. And, folks, we'd like to tell you that today's sponsor of the game is Edge Remodeling Incorporated, who has provided exceptional general contractor services in Franklin Square, New York for a long time. That shot on net and a big save there by the keeper. And that goalkeeper for Sewanhaka, right, is Oscar Sierra, a game-time change. He was going to be the second-half goalie. He's going to be playing the entire game today. It's Garofalo looking to open up the place. Garofalo doing a good job moving the ball there. Find some space.
No way to get rid of that.
And a touch. It looks like it's going to go out of bounds, and the throw-in's going to go to Sewanhaka. Referee on that side is Manny Ventura. On the other side, veteran Jim Memos, 2 quality referees here. Last game of the season for Nassau County Soccer. All the AA s, AAAs are finishing up today. The Bs finished up yesterday, and this evening, Carissa, they're going to have their seating meeting to see where everybody goes. And this conference was jam-packed, even though Sewanhaka, Carey, and Malvern on the outside looking in. It is a tough conference to be in.
Absolutely. We've seen a lot of strong performances from the whole conference and really all of Nassau soccer. It's been interesting to watch how these final couple weeks have unfolded for a lot of teams.
Jose Castillo there trying to get some work done, loses the touch, but picked back up by Sewanhaka. That through ball is going to be an offside. Ball's going to come back. So, again, it's Edge Remodeling, and call today for a consultation. It's 516-860-8630, and owner Eddie Marquez is a Sewanhaka graduate and has his business located here in Franklin Square, so he's invested in both sides of the ball here today, and he's going to be joining us at halftime to tell us about his business and why he chose to sponsor soccer.
That's great. You love to see a local sponsor like that look into these high school games, especially games like this for these two teams.
Looks like the last touch is going to be off Carey. Garmis arguing otherwise. Actually, the ball's going to be put on the floor, and it's going to be a free kick for Alex Bryan. Big boot there, tipped off the head of Grayar. That's Aldo Grayar. He likes to be called by a different name. We're going to talk about him a little bit later on.
One of the rising stars for their team.
Yeah, both teams have a few seniors on the team, but a lot of young talent. Nice through ball there. Trying to connect with Castillo, but kicked out of bounds. And it looks like it's going to be another corner kick for Sewanhaka. And jogging over there to take it is going to be number 10, Justin Marca.
They carry a little bit more senior heavy of a team, but a lot of players that have been brought up from JV, players stepping into different roles throughout the season. Two teams with some similar dynamics.
And here comes that corner kick, put nicely into the box, just off the foot of the back Tamir Boussad, one of the captains of this team. Tamir's a big player for this Sewanhaka defense. And here comes Carey back the other way. So, Carissa, what's the importance now of getting these young guys in games at the end of the season? You want to honor your senior day here at Carey, by the way. We didn't fail to mention that. It's senior day. A lot of seniors out there starting for the Seahawks. But what about the importance of playing the young guys?
Yeah, it's definitely important, especially like you said at the end of the season, to get them this experience playing a similar team with similar dynamics. But in order to get that psyche up going into the next few seasons, it's important to make those younger players step in, force them maybe to be in situations or positions that they're not that familiar with, but to get that experience is definitely important.
Spoke to a lot of coaches about this, a lot of different philosophies. It's going to be Brandon Batista taking the kick here for Carey. And a good long ball there, but headed right back by Sewanhaka. A lot of different philosophies on how you handle it. You know, do you bring the kids up and give them the experience? Do you try to keep them organized with the team that they've been playing with? But a lot of different strategies going into the off season and then eventually summer ball.
Yeah, I think to grow the chemistry between the teams, that's such a big thing that so many teams talk about, is having that chemistry, especially going into playoffs and having those tougher matches throughout the season. So I think bringing them up and getting these moments, these minutes is important.
Ball touched out of bounds again, and this time it's going to be a Carey throw. So right now, a lot of back and forth, middle of the field. We're not seeing all the starters now for this Carey team, and we'll introduce you to some of those starters in a little bit. So the regulars are not out there. It's a senior game. A couple seniors get an opportunity on their last home game as Seahawks.
And that's important too. You know, we're talking about younger players, but getting those seniors those last couple minutes, having that bond with these teammates, and even showing younger players what it's like to be on that senior side, that leadership is a key part to growing the team.
I know it means a lot to Coach Princey. He was talking very highly of his seniors and the guys that don't get in and how they understood their role on the team, that they're there on the sidelines rooting on their team. And you can see both benches sitting quietly on the side. Nobody's, doing anything they're not supposed to, cheering on their team. And those starters probably itching to get in. Good ball there, put through by Julian Santana. It's going to be Garmis on the run. And it looks like it's going to be a corner kick awarded to the Seahawks, their first of the game. Sewanhaka's already had two and haven't been able to convert. We'll see what Carey can do here.
Garmis is one of those seniors that has been starting throughout the season. He's a forward. Another one we discussed, he played football, but then he came back and has played such a big role for this team. So he's a typical starter for them. We'll see what he does here.
Good ball put deep in the box, looking for our post, and a swing and a miss there. And the ball rolls all the way through, and it's going to be possession Sewanhaka on the throw. And Chris, I can tell you from experience, Garmis' first game of the season scored 3 against me. He's fast.
Yeah.
We haven't had the best season, but he's speed. He had a little bit of a scoring drought after that and started coming into his own again towards the end of the season. But big, strong kid. He's not tall, but he's got muscle, and he's fast. And all 3 goals breakaways.
Wow.
He can separate.
Maybe he learned that speed through football.
Missed kick there by Ryan Boopsis. And it's going to be a Sewanhaka throw. Boopsis is a big part of this team.
Yeah, Boops is another one of those typical starters for Carey. He's one of those players that can just run up and down the field all day long. Doesn't look like he gets tired. He plays a big role in this team.
And probably one of the players that Coach Princey's definitely going to be looking for awards at the end of the season. He's really a major part, the straw that stirs the drink on this field for Carey. And, folks, we also got to apologize. We're having some difficulty with graphics at the moment. We're hoping to get it all rectified and introduce you to these players with their photos up on the screen. And Boops, this is one of the players that we're highlighting. Throw in by him. Picked up. Marka. Nice little throw in the shoulder there. So again, folks, the game doesn't mean much in the standings, but it means a lot for the crosstown rival. It's a turnpike tilt. Both of these schools located right off of Hempstead Turnpike, about 10 minutes from each other. And it's been a long-standing rivalry, and they get to settle some of it today on the last game of the season. It's going to be Garmise taking a corner again. So, Chris, you think the wind's playing a factor in this one? We got a good stiff breeze coming towards us.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see that playing out with just how the players are playing. I mean, the ball is up in the air a lot, and I think they're having trouble controlling it. So keeping it on the ground is going to be a key in this game.
And you could even see on that corner kick, it went pretty deep, couple headers, and then it was Tamir Boussad who got that ball out for Sewanhaka. And it's going to be a goal kick. That punt landed right on the foot of Ronald Reyes. He tried to do something with it, but out of bounds, and now Sewanhaka gets the throw. So you've covered a lot of playoffs. And now we're in playoff season. We're going to be seeing the best of the best.
Yeah, it is the best time. It's exciting. I love when you see those lower seeded teams from the beginning of the season make those deep runs into playoffs, into counties. Those are some of my favorite stories, of course. But just seeing who those key players are that step up for those teams is just always going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yours is just darker.
And now that's, Nassau County Soccer adopted the 500 rule, so there's almost like a wild card play-in. Here comes Garmise. He's going to be called offside. That's a killer. But, now that they have the 500 rule, there's like that wild card that they'll play on Saturday. And like you said, there are teams that just out of nowhere can make deep runs. Last year, Mineola, not out of nowhere, but went all the way to New York State Finals. And then some teams that we thought would go deep and get upset. And those upsets are always somewhat fun for the fans to watch, not fun for the home teams.
Definitely fun games to cover.
Marco with a beautiful cross there, but a little bit behind the intended Marlon Ramirez.
Put like one, do you have one ND filter on?
So not much pressure on the keeper so far, other than the corner kick opportunity so far. 2 for Sewanhaka, 1 for Carey. Here's Boopsis, nice touch.
Yeah, like right there is better.
But Christian Pachari gets his foot on it, but taken away, and here comes Garmise.
Two's away.
Christian Pachari doing a little dancing back there. Gets it to Boussad, who kicks it out. Probably not what he wanted to do. I'm guessing you'd rather turn that into a throw and then a corner kick, but now the Seahawks will have their second corner opportunity.
Yeah, they're definitely going to want to try and capitalize here. They haven't had a lot of opportunities to get in the box, but we're seeing chances where they can.
We see Dylan Lancey checking in, but that one's sent far post, and it's going to go out. And it's a goal kick. So, again, maybe that wind playing a little bit of a role there.
Yeah, we haven't had too many windy days this season. I think getting into this colder fall weather, we're going to see how the wind plays a factor in the playoffs and on.
And isn't that the beauty of the game? Like, you know it's playoff season, like baseball, right? When the weather changes and the leaves are falling, especially here in Long Island, it's gorgeous and it's playoff time. There's a lot of big matchups in this conference today. Like I had said earlier, you got Glen Cove up against Calhoun, and they're battling practically for first place. I think the winner can take it over. And Roosevelt and New Hyde Park has big implications. Could be the difference between Roosevelt jumping into third place or being a wild card on Saturday. So an exciting conference. And Carey and Sewanhaka battling it out for their own rivalry right now.
Both teams also coming off of some losses, so it'll be nice to end the season, like you said, for that psyche, that morale for next season to get this win. Carey came out on top last time 4-2 earlier in the season over Sewanhaka. So we'll see if they can make it a little bit of a revenge game. Like you said, a rivalry revenge. I think there's some emotions here between both players.
And right now, Carey's still keeping out a lot of those seniors. We're 17 minutes into the game, and he's letting them run it out there. And so far, it's not to their detriment. They're playing a pretty good game, keeping Sewanhaka at bay. So I understand Coach Kassoff told you a few things about himself. You want to? I heard he likes long walks on the beach or something.
This is his 4th year as the varsity coach. He also coached JV for 5 years prior. He has a 2-year-old son. He supports Liverpool. His favorite shows are Ted Lasso and Game of Thrones.
Those are good shows.
They are good shows. I haven't watched either, but I do want to watch Ted Lasso. I feel like as a soccer coach, that has to be your favorite show, right? Or one of your favorites.
It's up there. It's up there. But Game of Thrones, you haven't seen Game of Thrones?
No, I have not.
Oh, my goodness. You got to get that one high on the list. I mean, I'm a Walking Dead guy, but Game of Thrones had me hooked. So Carey starting to try to build a little bit more pressure down low. Tamir Boussat has something else to say about it. Gets that ball out. Pretty quiet game so far for Josel Castillo, and I know this game means a lot to him. He's a tough player. He's one of the leading goal scorers in the conference, let alone on his team, and one of the sweetest guys you'll meet.
Yeah, he was also one of Newsday's top 100 players heading into the season, and it makes sense. I mean, because they said he was almost like his highlight reel was just incredible when he gets the ball and he's able to get into scoring position. The touches that he makes are just incredible and fun to watch. Hopefully, we get to see some of that today.
And I know Coach Kassoff's certainly hoping to see that today, as Danny Moore just checked in there for Justin Marca. But he's a fun kid to watch, and I've never had him in my class. I teach at Sewanhaka. I've never been in class. But in the hall, he's the nicest kid you'll meet. And he's a young dad. So he's got a youngster who might be playing soccer maybe through the Sewanhaka ranks at some point. And Coach Princey and Coach Kassoff both with soccer player children.
Growing the game.
That's it. And it shows you how much they love it. Just throw it for Carey, decides to throw it back, and it's going to be Francesco Garofalo. We'll talk a little bit more about Garofalo, another key player on this team. Pachari kicks that ball off to Dylan Lancey to get the throw in. So Garofalo, one of the key players for this Carey Seahawk team.
Yeah, he's the captain this season. He was also the captain last season. The coach just says he's really stepped up into the leadership role. He's taken it over. He wants to lead this team, and he's again always a starter for them. But just as a great work ethic, as coach says, and you can see now he has excellent vision of the field.
And that's exactly what you want from a guy out of that position, to be able to quarterback the field, play into space, and that's something Carey does well. Right now it looks like they're still trying to adjust to the changes on the field as Sewanhaka brings it down the other way. There's Castillo, ball let out for him. He's going to take that extra touch, puts it in a little deep Finds a nice angle, and the shot just wide there by Danny Moore.
Yeah, you could see that that frustration from him. Take a look at that again. The speed off him, and he has the right touch, but it's just a little outside.
And I can't tell if, I'm not sure if it was Boopsis, but it looked like maybe a Carey defender might have got a foot on it. Looked like it was going wide anyway,
Yeah.
But you see that speed at Castillo. I think he put himself a little deeper than he wanted to.
Yeah.
A little bit of a tough touch. And here comes the big Carey swap. So 20 minutes for the seniors. And now his normal everyday starters are coming in the game.
One of the seniors that just played, Uday Singh, he actually is usually a goalie, but he can also play on the field too. We just saw him have a couple, those 20 minutes in there. He's going to swap out. We're going to get more of their typical starters in the game. We mentioned Boobsis, Garofalo, Garmis. The goalie, Vasilios Dallas, he's also typically a starter for this team. Now he's going to give some additional players some minutes.
And that Dallas Vasilios, one of the best in the conference.
Yes.
He was an all-county honorable mention last year, and he's a phenomenal goalkeeper. And a big boy. He's an imposing figure out there. When you're coming down as a striker and you see somebody that big, they close space really quickly.
Yeah, Coach said also he's great at making those athletic stops and in certain corners. And if it's a tricky shot, if it's over his head, if it's in the corner, he's able to get there and stop it.
Nice through ball there to William Cooper, but Cooper got a little bit of a ant in his pants there and called offside. But now you can see there's a little different swagger in the Seahawks team with the starters out there. It might take them a second to acclimate, or they're going to try to attack quickly.
I think they're going to try to attack quickly.
Yeah. And they can with Cooper up there, Garmis up there. There's a lot of talent.
Cooper actually also a lacrosse player, so we can see where that speed comes from.
I think you can see a little bit more of a physical Carey team, too. Sewanhaka plays a pretty physical game. Pachari, Busad, Marca, all shoulder-to-shoulder type of players. And now it looks like Carey's going to probably muscle back.
Yeah, that physicality is a big thing that Carey likes to show against his players. Again, fast but physical. And I think that's two huge components to their game.
So we're knotted up at 0 with 17 and a half remaining in the first half of the game. 4:30 start on a beautiful 60-degree sunny day here in Franklin Square, H. Frank Carey High School. And it's the Sewanhaka Ravens versus the Seahawks. I'm practicing, Carissa. How do you feel about the Raven name?
I like it. I was just thinking they're purple, so I instantly think of the Baltimore Ravens. So I think that kind of makes sense. But I do like the name. I think it works well.
As Castillo takes a shot, but hits off the back of Christian Toto. Toto, a junior defender back there.
Yeah, he's a left-footed defender. Coach says he could get up the field and serve in dangerous crosses into the box.
So talking about that Indians and Ravens thing, we are going to hopefully have a conversation with Eddie Marquez, the owner of Edge Remodeling, who's sponsoring today's game. And Eddie, a graduate as an Indian, and not happy about the Raven thing, but if you're a grad, I get it. Here's a corner kick. Right to Vasilios.
Yeah, I understand what Amityville were the Warriors, and they were just trying to not change their name, but they dropped the case. But when I went out and spoke to some former players, they even had Warriors tattooed on them. So I think that there's just certain names that if you're there and you have pride and you've played for these teams, you just take on that name with pride. But moving forward, they're going to have these different names, and they'll take them on with the same amount of pride.
Now, are there still cases out there that you know of? I think Massapequa is still fighting.
Yes, but I know recently Amityville just dropped it. So they were fighting, but with money issues and things like that, I think there's a lot of implications to doing that.
It's a nice shot there on net by Marlon Ramirez, but basically, again, playing catch with Vasilios. Going to have to do a lot better than that with this guy in net. But they're starting to get the shots now. There's a nice through ball. Danny Moore puts it back out to Ramirez. Ramirez, some nifty moves. See if he shoots with his left. He does. It's going to be to Castillo, who just misses it.
He wanted him to finish it. You could see that there, and that's what he's going to do as a left-footed defender. He's going to try and, make that kind of cross over and want somebody to finish it. We'll take a look at it again. He's going to come down. He's like, I'm ready. I'm going to kick it with my left foot. I'm bouncing around. He does a little dance move. He's going to see there's someone there to finish, but he just wasn't there and couldn't get the touch on it.
Yeah, just out of the reach of Castillo as that corner kick is going to sail right off the field with no one touching it. It's going to be a Carey throw-in. But something else that you do like to see as a coach is that the kids that will commit to using the left foot when they're not traditionally lefties and the kids who go to the right foot, so many at this age are one direction only, and it becomes predictable. When you got good coaches, they know, and they plan and play. So it was a good job there using both feet by Ramirez.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another nice ball broken up there by that Carey defense. Through ball out of the reach of Garmis. It's going to be an easy pickup for Oscar back there. If Carey does decide to, I think that they like to play the small touch. They like to play zones, build triangles, but they can definitely be a team that could beat you with a long ball also.
Yes, I was going to say that. They can. They have the opportunity to do so. So Sewanhaka is going to look to limit those so that they don't get those opportunities.
Garmis called offside again, and I know that's going to give Coach Princey fits. He's got to keep these guys on side. They've got the speed, but they got to watch the jump. And the youngest referee, by the way, in Nassau County, Manny Ventura, and we can see he's actually moving well and keeping with that line. The Manny Ventura, and we can see he's actually moving well and keeping with that line. There for the call each time. And we got a shoelace tying on the field. Sewanhaka was looking to sub there, but they're going to have to hold off. And Carey's going to get another shot at the free kick. Nice little header there, but Boussad there to break it up. Back to a Carey foot. And it was Franklin Avendano there with the ball. Carey now starting to build a little pressure, but a nice wall set up there by that Sewanhaka defense. And they get the ball out. Not many guys up there.
Sewanhaka's defense is doing a great job at figuring out what Carey's trying to do, limiting them from those opportunities, shutting them down, putting up those walls. Kudos to their defense so far.
Yeah, they've done a really nice job in front of Oscar Sierra, who's getting the start today. He was supposed to split the start with Wesley Sanchez, but Sanchez not feeling well in practice apparently. And they're going to go with Sierra for the full game today. Boops is with the throw.
Sierra also normally a striker, but has been playing goalie for them, as you mentioned, in the second half. It'll be cool to see his, how he kicks off the start so far. He's holding them down. And we'll get to see how he maybe turns up in the second half as he's used to.
And here's William Cooper on the throw. Nice throw there by Cooper. As good as a corner kick, but broken up by that Ravens defense again. So now it looks like Carey dictating a little bit more pace, pressing them down low, and you're starting to see that collapse. There's not a lot of space now between the Sewanhaka defense and offense. They're kind of falling back, And when the ball goes up top, nobody there.
Yeah, that could be dangerous.
Especially against a Carey team that knows how to move the ball east-west and can get those shots off.
Right.
They're going to have to start opening up the field again, and he's got a whole bunch of substitutions happening. So maybe the boost of energy they need.
Yeah, we saw how that kind of switched the energy for Carey.
So like Jalen Gilmore taking that kick there, and it's up to Castillo. He tries to do something with it. I'll tell you, this Carey defense is swarming Castillo. Everybody, the book's out. You know, we're the last game of the season. You know who you don't want scoring against you.
Yeah, they've had plenty of time to watch film, see what he's about. They know that they have to take him down and make sure he does not lead.
Pachari gets that ball in, and a nice scoring opportunity there as Pachari makes a nice little pass over to Gary R.
Yeah, that could have been good. We see it again. Nice footwork. He has the pass, but it's just a little bit too outside again. Not able to kind of cross and maybe find somebody to finish.
And that was Renato Garriott, one of the rising stars for this team. Coach Kassoff telling us good things about him, the future of this program. Again, Aldo Renato, he goes by Renato. Shot there by Pachari and a good save. And it's going to be a corner kick. Looks like Castillo on the kick. And Pachari thought about short, but Boops is saying not.
Take a look at that again. He's dribbling around them, and he finds the space to make the shot. But what a great save by Dallas. I mean, it looks like he just had to tap the ball like a basketball player to get it down. It makes
it look easy, right? When you got that size. And it looked like Boops has just kind of lost him there on that turn. Pachari finding space pretty easily down there. Good through ball there as Carey sets up. William Cooper looked like he was trying to make a run there. Got a man down in the backfield, but play is going the other way. Referee checks in, but he's back up. Good ball there. There's Castillo. Gets a head on it, but he's offside. So number 7 on Sewanhaka, Christian Pachari. Been on this team for quite a while. And I could tell you, Caressa, from playing against him and having him in class, he's a little bit of a madman. He's like quiet, but is such a physical player. He's got this energy in him that's incredible. Yeah, but he's kind of mellowed out. He's got a girlfriend now.
Okay.
What? I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I said, the coach says he could be the focal point when he's got his. Oh.
Castillo with the shot, and it's in the net. And he's onside. So it's onside, and Castillo, the guy that you didn't want scoring, gets one in, and Sewanhaka's up 1-0 with 7:24 remaining. And we'll take another look at it. But Castillo, the guy you don't want getting space, and 2 times he did, and there's the goal.
Yeah, what a great shot. He took this opportunity to, he's away from the defender. Nobody's around him. He knows he took his time, and he knew exactly where he wanted to put it, and he just got it right out of Dallas. He saw him going the other way. He was able to get that nice touch there.
And you said it taking time. I mean, he just looked so poised there.
Yeah.
And was able to go to his right without sacrificing positioning, which is incredible, which makes him such a great goal scorer. And again, we said it, the guy you don't want getting the soccer ball with space, he gets it. And 1-0 Ravens. Just out of the reach there of Castillo. He's going to be last touch. It'll be Carey ball going the opposite way. On the opposite way. And it's those quick counterattacks that, when you're a team like Carey right now, that's pushing the ball down low in the offensive zone, and you got them all pressing back. It just takes that one counterattack quick, and your defense might not recover because they're thinking the other direction.
Exactly. He even had Dallas jumping in the other direction, but he was able to trick him a little bit and put the ball on the opposite side where he knew he couldn't get it.
Boops this with a nice leap, completely legal. Jumped up, hands down. I don't know if there was a little bit of a head collision, but we're going to have an official timeout. And we're going to take a timeout here on the Varsity Media Network and hope that everything's all right when we get back. Sewanhaka 1-0, and we'll be back after this.
The latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media. Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any teams looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
Here comes the 1-0. Hit on the ground at first. Twins up with it. Feeds to Varela. It's a no-hitter! And Division's moving on. Nassau County AA champions.
As West barks out the signal. West is going to keep it himself inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown! Touchdown, Southside.
Varsity Media offers sportscast coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
So we're back to the action again here. There's 6 minutes remaining. No harm, no foul on that injury there. It was Daniel Falla who was down and got back up to the sideline. 1-0 Sewanhaka with 6 minutes remaining. And Carey looking to try to get on the board before they go into the half. Pachari with the throw. Finds Castillo.
Castillo looks fired up. I mean, once you get to put one away like that,
changes your whole momentum.
Exactly, yeah.
It's a little contact there with the keeper, and it looked like maybe the Ravens were looking for the call, but I think that referee Jim Memo saw that it was just an honest collision, no interference with the goalie, and it's play on. Good call there by the official. Castillo again, and what a banger! And it was just a cough up there by the Carey defense, and Castillo there to finish, put 2 on the board for the senior Raven in his last game of his high school career.
What did I say? He was fired up. You could tell by the way he was playing. We'll take a look at it again. He's able to get a touch on the ball here.
We got replays in, so we'll come out of them.
And look, nobody's around him. He has that clear space. It was the perfect shot, the perfect position, and he was able to put it away.
And it looked like it was Sebastian Cruz there that just didn't recognize that it wasn't just all black jerseys there. Puts it down, and not the guy you want to put it down for. So Josel Castillo, 2 more on the board for one of the top goal scorers in this conference, making a case for him to be all-county again. So do you think in any way, shape, or form, the starters coming out 20 minutes into the game affected maybe their pacing?
I was thinking that. I mean, on the flip side, when we saw Sewanhaka kind of make those substitutions, we mentioned maybe that might fire them up, and I think it did because right away we saw how they kind of clicked and were able to move the ball down the field more. Maybe with Carey, the opposite kind of happened, and maybe they just weren't settled up in terms of not starting a game but coming in on the latter half of the first.
Yeah, not a position they're used to, but we do have a second half, and Coach Prince, he's a pro. I'm sure he's going to take his time to settle them back down and get his team back on the board and hoping they could pop one in with under 4 minutes remaining in this first half.
Yep, and we have a whole nother half, so they could come out again and see what and do what they've been doing this whole season.
So some of these young men that we see on the field here, Nassau County has a wonderful, I guess, for like their Pro Bowl, the exceptional senior game. And you can bet Josel Castillo will be on that team, and that's going to happen in November. I wouldn't be surprised if Garmis is out there, Garofalo. So a few players out there that, even though they're done in their home uniforms, will probably be highlighted in that exceptional senior game in November.
Yeah, those all-star games are great for players. I mean, they do it for basketball, for baseball, softball too, and it's just such, like you said, a nice way for them to put on a jersey one more time. It's not the home jersey, but still get to play and have that opportunity.
I know I'm a homer, but I think Nassau County Soccer does it better than anybody. This year they're going to be hosting the games at Manhasset High School, and it's 2 games back-to-back. They do a goalie competition, a goalie showcase in the middle. And they now have a Rising Stars game. So on another field nearby, you have the 11th graders, and it gives a chance for mostly juniors, sometimes sophomores sneak in to showcase the talent of the younger guys coming in. So good job by Nassau County Soccer. President Coach Leary and Al Freeman getting a lot of good things done.
That's great. I didn't know about the Rising Stars game. Get a little preview of what we might see next year.
Yeah, guys, that'll wind up being in those exceptional senior games. Pachari battling physically. He gets tripped up. And Pachari gives a shove, and that's the little bit of the tenacity I told you he's gotten him. And he's going to get warned. And that is a blessing right there. I'm going to tell you that. That is a blessing. It was Christian Conti, who wasn't even the guy that tripped him up.
You're going to get a replay of that again.
Yeah, we got a replay in, so just hold there.
He's got a lot on him, trying to get away, find the space, but he just gets tripped up.
Yeah, it was William Cooper that was the one that got in his way. They were pulling all over his jersey. He had an argument, but got away with a shove there. And I guarantee you, Coach Princey, might be a little upset on why that isn't a card.
He actually called Conti one of the toughest players that they have, and we saw a little bit of that tenacity just there.
Alongside Coach Princey on the Carey sideline is Coach Pete Burgess. And Burgess, a little history with Sewanhaka. He was their head coach after I was their head coach. He was my JV coach. I left. He took over the program, and now he's up against his old squad. And Pete's been in this game a long time. Princey also. And you could tell they both were a little fired up after that shove and no call.
Yeah. I mean, like we said, the emotions are high. It's the last game of the season, rivalry.
Ball scooped up there by Oscar Sierra, who hasn't really been tested too much in this game. Carey's had a few shots, but I wouldn't say scoring opportunities. Put through to Cooper. Cooper plays it back to Boopsis, who sends it to the middle. A little touch there by Luca Ferraro.
Yeah, just a little too congested there for him to get a good clear shot on the goal.
And Ferraro, just a sophomore on this team, wearing number 6 out there.
He was brought up as a freshman, and he started a lot of games last season. Coach says he's got a great touch on the ball, high soccer IQ, and he's always where you need him to be, not afraid to mark the other team's best defender.
And you saw that ball. The ball's going to roll out. We're under 30 seconds remaining in this half. And it looks like the Ravens are going to go to halftime up 2-0 in the crosstown rivalry. And again, senior game or no senior game, I know all those coaches on the sideline, and they want to win. And that is going to wrap up the first here at Carey High School. It's the Ravens in the lead, 2-0. You're watching the Varsity Media Network. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to The guy that made this possible from Edge Remodeling is going to be Eddie Marquez right after this.
Thank you for watching Varsity Media, the leaders in New York high school sports coverage.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the fall, but spots are limited. Contact us today for football, soccer, field hockey, and volleyball by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net. When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Did you know Varsity Media now offers action photography for all sporting events? Available for individuals or teams, we'll send dedicated photographers down to field level to capture your best moments. Our rates are affordable and our photos will leave you with lasting memories for a lifetime. Contact us today, mention this ad, and get $25 off your first order. Email ben@varsitymedia.net or call 516-403-2050.
For the latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media. Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any teams looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
Here comes the 1-0. Hit on the ground at first. Twins up with it. Feeds to Varela. It's a no-hitter. And division's moving on. Nassau County AA champions.
As West barks out the signal. West is going to keep it himself inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown! Touchdown, Southside.
Varsity Media offers sportscast coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Hey parents, how about a bobblehead for your athlete? Bobbleheads are one of the most preferred personalized gift items today, and it's so easy to order. All you need is a photo of your athlete, a model number from our extensive collection of bobbleheads, and the sculpting process begins. 2 proofs are sent for your approval, and once it's approved, in a few weeks, your bobblehead is on the way. It's that simple. Order your bobblehead today by logging into varsitymediapass.com and click catalogs or call 516-403-2050. Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
And we're back here at Carey High School. It's the Sewanhaka Ravens in the lead, 2-0 at the half. And we're here with the man that made it possible from Edge Remodeling, Eddie Marquez. Eddie, why did you do this today for these teams?
Well, first and foremost, thank you for having me. Why did I do it? Because I grew up here. I went to Sewanhaka High School, graduated in '98, and there was a big rivalry between Sewanhaka and Carey growing up and just watching the games, and I just, I wanted to pick a game that had Franklin Square and Elmont and Sewanhaka High School together. So this is the reason why I picked this game. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your time at Sewanhaka.
Sewanhaka was great. I mean, I loved it. We were Sewanhaka Indians. We weren't the Ravens. This is all new to me. Although, let's go Ravens. Hopefully we could win some state championships. But with that being said, Sewanhaka was great. I had a great high school education. I didn't do the best, but I had a great time. From 92 to 98, it was probably the best time of my life. Really. Made a lot of friends that I'm still friends with now.
I was going to say you're not a Ravens fan, so you can't root for the purple and,
Let's go
these Ravens.
Let's go Niners in the NFL. Yes.
So, Eddie, you said you spent some time in Carey. You were at Sewanhaka. Your business is located Once again, that was Eddie Marquez, Eddie Edge from Edge Remodeling, and we'll say it again. He's provided exceptional contractor service in Franklin Square for several years. He's off on satisfying customers by extending affordable, high-quality, and professional services to make your remodeling dreams come true. The central point of Edge Remodeling's mission is to experiences, regardless of the job type or size. Edge Remodeling can create a design, devise a strategy, and deliver amazing completed results. You can call them at 516-8630. It's 516-860-8630, or find them online at Edge Remodeling. And again, we can't thank Eddie enough. Goes down here in Franklin Square, and we've got 40 minutes to play. And Carissa, let's wait and see what happens here. It's Castillo again. Puts that ball out in front. Carey scoops it up. About with your Seahawks at the half.
Yeah, you're going to try and stop him, of course. I mean, every single time he's gotten the ball, so definitely trying to suffocate him, get a couple guys on him, make sure he does not get to make those shots and be a poised player in the box.
And how about Coach Kassoff? What's he saying to his Ravens over there?
The Ravens have been playing great. I mean, look, they've gotten him hit those space. The defense has been playing hit those space. The defense has been playing well too, keeping them at pace, making sure they don't get the opportunities to score. So I think that just keep up what they've been doing and keep trying to get the ball down the field and get those opportunities.
And I'm going to guess that we all agree that number 19 is going to want that hat trick.
Yes, absolutely. Especially to go out, with the last game of the season. Of course, there's a lot more at stake here.
And this Carey defense going to try to figure him out. They gave him a little too much space there in the latter 20 minutes of that first half. And we'll see if they can dictate that pace, use that size and speed, and get something going on the Seahawks side. And, Chris, even before Eddie came up and we were talking to him, he said, number 19, right? He knew right away.
Exactly. Who
the star on the field is. And he is rooting for the Ravens. Make no bones about it. But Eddie did spend a year here at Carey High School. We both, he and I swapped schools. But invested in the community, doing a great job in making this happen here today. And it's going to be a free kick here for the Seahawks. They've got 38 minutes to try to knot this one up or take a lead.
And what were we just talking about? They didn't start with their starters. So we might see a different game from Carey in this second half. The starters got those 20 minutes to play. Now they might be gelled together, and they might turn up in the second half.
And how much does that next goal mean to both teams?
It's huge. I mean, there's still 37 minutes now at this point to play. A lot of time. I mean, like I said, in the last game, Carey came out on top 4-2. They were not down by 2 goals, but they've been able to come back a few games this season, so they have the opportunity to do so. A lot of time left, and whoever gets that next goal, that is going to be the crucial play of the game.
Ball put through there, and it's Oscar Sierra picking it up, looking for his Ravens to push up. Nice touch there, and you can see Castillo opening up on the outside. Again, getting a little too much space. I'm surprised they're not marking him 1v1 at this stage of the game. Justin Marca, a couple nice touches here. And Justin got hit in the stick. Rashid Pinckney, we didn't see much of him in that first half. He's out there. And Angel Rivera, number 13, in the middle of the field. Ball played back to Sierra. He'll scoop it up. So a few different faces there for Sewanhaka, maybe to keep legs fresh. Nice interception there by Carey. Garmis tries to put it out. And here comes Castillo. Maybe slowed it up a little bit too much there.
Yeah, he got the long ball, but he didn't. He took a little bit too much time. We're talking about that poise before.
Yeah, he had Gary R making a run, and it looked like he got caught in between taking the shot and trying to get the ball over, but he waited a little too long on it, and Gary R got too deep, and that pass wasn't going to happen. It's going to be a corner kick now for Carey. They haven't had one in a while. They had two early on in the game. They're both at 2 apiece at this point. Maybe Carey had 3. And it's going to be Garmis taking the corner. It was last touch Seahawks, and it's going to be another corner kick for Castillo. Sewanhaka sends that one in, and it's going to be a goal kick here for Carey. So here's Garmis with the ball. He's going to make a slight touch, and at the midfield, Sewanhaka is going to boot it in. Here comes Castillo trying to create space. He does. Castillo, that touch a little bit too heavy. And the second opportunity put right on the keeper, and that's a tough one there for the Ravens. Castillo, again.
And that was 2 saves for Dallas right there, back to back. He's playing a little bit out, in front of the goal, and he's right there to make sure he knows now, that that's a threat. And if he puts that touch on it, he can stop it if it's a little bit off.
Yeah, you said, and you see how quickly he recovers from those shots too, and right there comes out, stops Castillo, and then has the wherewithal to get up and block that second shot. But he's doing a good job keeping him in the game. Little trip up there, nothing called. Sewanhaka maintains possession. It's nice moves there by Justin Marca, but he is swarmed by Seahawks, and it's going to go the other way. The freshman that was brought up was number 6, Luca Ferraro, and another player that Coach Princey has his sights set on for the future.
Yeah, he's one of those midfielders that coach says he's not afraid to mark the other team's best other midfielder. You need that tenacity, that drive to not be afraid, even as a younger player on a varsity team.
Ball played back to Dallas. Facilio's got a big kick there, and it looks like Garmis is onside. A nice header there, but broken up again by this Sewanhaka defense. That time it was Christian Pachari getting his body in there and creating separation.
Yeah, both teams playing very, very physical at this point. They both want it bad, and you can feel that.
And quick strikes, like the counterattacks now are coming fast and furious.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Sewanhaka is going to want to try to lock up that middle. Francesco Garofalo gets that ball out in front. And that one's going to go out of play. Wild over here at Carey High School. Starting to make some noise now. 2-1 in favor of the Ravens. They're up 2-0 at the half. That last touch was the Seahawks, and it's going to be Hosel taking the corner. That one shot over the net. Be there for the Ravens.
That shot is hard to place, especially when you're kicking it that high to get it at the top of the goalpost like that. It's hard. But that had a great look on it.
And that's what you got to do to try to score on Vasilios. He's got a lot. Again, he takes up a lot of net in there. The biggest net in sports, and he manages to make it look small.
Yeah.
Also on that kick, he was leaning back a little bit. You see kids float balls when their body's not going over the ball. But a good scoring opportunity there. Looking to get back on the board. The Carey goal again, Matteo Campoli. And a fortuitous shot there. Catching Oscar Sierra. And an act of kindness. Good through ball here. It's going to be a Sewanhaka. Oh, Sewanhaka bumping it out. And that ball was on the foot of Dave Alvariste. Edge remodeling. And it was Eddie Marquez, the owner, here at halftime. And don't forget that they are here for all of your remodeling services. Like you said, bathrooms, living rooms, you name it, they do it. Exceptional service located in Franklin Square, but do work all 8630 edgeremodeling.com. Nice ball there. It looked like the infraction might have gotten called, but Sewanhaka had possession. Right there, but managed to make the call. And even though Edge Remodeling made this happen today, don't forget, folks, you can book your sports broadcast with Varsity Media. Contact Ben at varsitymedia.com to bring the action into your homes. So now the pace in the center of the field is kind of slowed down a little bit as it gets cold here in Franklin Square, but that long a possibility for both teams.
They both have players that are hustling and definitely still with that speed. I know you said it had slowed down, but these players are still fired up. It's still just a one-goal game, 23 minutes left, plenty of time.
That one sent wide, stays on the field. Sewanhaka maintains possession. Rashi Pickney sends that ball out to the middle. Soft touch there. Picilios.
It's an easy grab for him.
Yeah, what I meant with like the slow, they're at breakaway speed. Like you can see them peel off real quickly. Beber had the Garmisch is capable of it. Garmisch just not getting the angles. Like it seems like every time he's getting free, it's outside. And Sewanhaka's defense doing a good job running them out. And then of course Castillo on the Sewanhaka.
Oh, hit on the ground at first. Wins up with it. Feeds to Varela. It's a no-hitter.
He's going to keep it himself inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown. Touchdown, South.
Coverage for any sport. Cast today at 516-403-2050 or email Ben at varsitymedia.net.
So we are back in action here at Carey High School. We are tied up at 2. And again, a lot of play is...
Renato, he's a prototypical, central midfielder, so Coach just a fun player to watch, and he has such a bright future.
Speaking of fun, here comes Josel Castillo, who gets the hat trick. Back the other way, and has Josel Castillo, while you're talking about excitement, this kid keeps bringing it single-handedly now through Castillo.
You said it here. He wants that hat trick. He'd take it all the way down the field. We're getting help from a lot of Sewanhaka here. but he's right in position, and he had the perfect shot. See Dallas come out there, and he knew where he needed to put it.
And it like a real quick feet.
Yeah.
And the timing that he bangs in that third one, and that's the difference now. Castillo 3, Seahawks 2. And here comes Carey back the other way. Shot there put on net by Christian Toto and picked up by Sierra. And you can bet Sierra's breathing a little easier now.
Oh, yeah.
Here comes Pachari back the other way. So instead of hanging their heads, Coach Kassoff got them ready to bounce back, and bounce back they've done. It's a 1-goal difference, and we're only halfway through it. 20 minutes remaining. It's going to set up a free kick for Pachari. Free kicks haven't really played much of a role in the game so far. Defense, but sent back through, and Castillo down on the field. We'll see if there's... And we're going to get to some of the players of the game that we didn't get to earlier. We've got the graphics up now, so during this time, we're going to introduce you to Carey's.
Yeah, Garmis is a senior. I mentioned him, how he played football until his sophomore year, but then he played, has a great addition to this team. And then Boobsis, he's been a starter this whole season, has had a lot of assists, but end goals for this team. He, again, one of the biggest players for this team, and they're stepped up.
And what's impressive about those numbers, both players with 5 goals. The difference is Boob, he got his 6 today on that beautiful header. So the leading goal scorer is one of their defenders.
Carey's just a strong team on both sides.
In there, broken up by Tamir Busad. Christian Pachari goes shoulder to shoulder, but Carey getting the better of it there. Ball gets out, and it's going to be a throw in, Sewanhaka. And Castillo trying to make another break. This ball played back to Vasilios. He can't pick it up, so he better get rid of it quick with Castillo closing in. So again, folks, this is a big day for Nassau County Soccer. Last day of the regular season for all the teams. The Bees wrapping it up yesterday. Triple A's, double A's, single A's are wrapping it up today. And tonight a big seeding meeting to find out where everybody falls. And the play-ins will begin Saturday. And then we've got the playoffs, which will be played at Farmingdale College. And you can catch all that action here on Varsity Media Network. And we're going to tell you a little bit about the sponsor for those playoff games, because they're going to be free for everybody watching at home. And it's going to be Orland & Cohen Orthopedic Group. Orland & Cohen sponsoring all of the Nassau County Boys Varsity Soccer Playoffs, the only sport in Nassau County that is going to be free to the playoffs at Farmingdale College. Whether your team is in or not, a lot of great action here in Nassau County and teams that have the potential of representing us up in New York State.
This is really the kind of game you want to see between two rivals in the district, though. I mean, it's been close. We've tied up the game. Now the Ravens are back up 3-2. Carey kick tied again. Still under 16 minutes left here. Both teams, a lot of passion. You can see it on the field and the play style. Exactly.
In a playoff environment, Carey gave fits to everybody they played. Sewanhaka had some ups and downs, but looked like world beaters today. So really great to watch, and a lot of young talent out there, and a lot of talent who's going to be wearing a jersey for the last time today. Many of those seniors starting the game for Carey. It's a shot on net, deflected, and in the net. Oh, my goodness. Sierra does not catch a break. Francesco Garofalo sends it in, and it bounces off a Sewanhaka defender, and we are tied at 3.
Plenty of time for more to happen. We'll watch it again. He controls the ball, and then he just gets a chance to take that perfect shot. It is a perfect arc to go right over the goalkeeper, and we're tied again, 3-3, with 14 minutes to go.
Sierra looking like he was in a position to make the play. It bounces off Boussad, and we're tied. And again, you got to feel for Sierra. 2 goals out of 3 so far that he had no control over.
Yep. Used to only playing, the latter 40 minutes of a game. He's got to play the whole game. Maybe he's tired. Maybe he felt comfortable with the lead. But that has to be tough. That has to be tough.
Part of the broadcast team. There are games that people check. Like tonight, Varsity Media is covering Garden Sims going into the playoffs. Their seating is set. Here comes Castillo. And a game like this, people could easily write off, and you're watching one of the most exciting games of the year.
Yeah, this really is.
Put out in front. And that one rolls out, but just a quick touch. I don't think that they were expecting the pass to Castillo. Player down, probably more upset with himself than he is injured.
We'll watch it again. He's taking it over. Someone right there, but like you said, he was not expecting that defender to be right there to block it. So what a great job by Carey to block that shot.
And I believe all that tried getting his foot on that, and it wasn't an injury. It was I feel.
Going to be down to some precious minutes soon. Still 12 minutes to go. Lots of action. We've seen so much action just unfold in the past 12 minutes.
I was in a state of shock. I didn't know what to say on that last one. The battling back and forth is incredible and a testament to both of these coaches.
It is.
Also, my partner here puts on her coat now, and even though it's only gone down 2 degrees, tell me when the darkness doesn't come, it feels like a different animal.
It does. And like you said, that wind chill, this October feel, we're definitely getting into that playoff feel again.
That ball's put through. Seber, nice save there by Sierra to keep it at 3, but Seber, another golden opportunity.
Wow, that was a great save. We said you can't let it get down on you that those past 2 goals just happened, and he's not. Oscar, he was right there, and he got up. He was prepared to make another save after that.
Seber loses the ball, and Sewanhaka coming back the other way. And now it feels like Carey starting to get a little bit of that swagger. Garmis, the intended receiver there, as Garofalo tried to send it through, but broken up. Looking for Garmis again, couldn't get a handle on it. And the Battle of the Birds continue. We're tied at 3 apiece. Castillo gets his foot on the ball. A nice slide tackle, but he stays with it. And Castillo, another one! A banger from about 15 yards. And it's 4-3 Castillo.
He is just enjoying this so much. And I knew once he got that ball, I knew it was going to be dangerous. He got it back.
Handle, he tries to take that shot. Sierra there to make the save.
Sierra not letting his mental get down. And from a junior goalkeeper, somebody that is normally a striker, is not even in goal for a whole game. Too confusing.